Bridget.
Hi, I'm Isis. Have a seat.
Thank you.
So, I was looking at your resume. Pretty impressive resume.
Thank you.
I just have a couple of questions I want to ask you. So, regarding your past experience, tell me about a time where you did not get along with a supervisor or you had some type of conflict.
Let's see. Well, personally, I've actually been very grateful not to have had that type of experience with a supervisor. I actually do play on the women's soccer team at Santa Clara University. So there have been times where I don't necessarily get along with my coach, but I've learned that the best response to that is to personally confront it head on, as long as it's not in a confrontational matter in an appropriate way. But I feel like most people perceive confrontation as like a bad thing, and I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing if it's done in a right way. So I think that that's something that I've learned from that experience. I think to be an agent of change at TOMS, which is what they're trying to build, I think that that's a huge thing that would be great for that position.
Okay. And so why would you think you'd be a good fit for TOMS then?
The main reason why I think that I would be a great fit for TOMS would be that I'm very invested in their mission. I feel like they want to build a sustainable initiative where they can cater to these children's needs, and I've actually had experience with traveling to different countries such as Peru, as you see on my resume, and Africa, and I've actually had to witness firsthand some of the obstacles that these children face, so I can relate to what they're trying to build.
Okay, and I like your shoes, by the way.
Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, so describe a time where you came across a problem and how did you resolve it?
That would be a fairly easy question. I'm in the business school, obviously, at Santa Clara, and often we do group projects where we collaborate, and a lot of times you always have that one person in the group who doesn't necessarily pull their weight and they're social loafing, basically. And so I think that in the past, the best reaction I do is to give them a specific task and ask them to complete it by so-and-so date, and then follow up with an email or text to make sure that they've done it. And you're able to say and verify, hey, I sent you this text, like, did you complete the work? And that's often worked best for me, but that's probably the most common problem that I have.
Okay. What happens though if you email them and you text them and still no response or no effort with them, and then you're left with all the work?
If it gets to a point where I feel as if I can't manage it on my own, I go to my other team members and I talk with them and see how we can shift that responsibility, because the bottom line is we want to get a good grade. And if we're not able to complete it in a doable time, I would go to the teacher and ask for their assistance.
Okay. So I see that you volunteered at, was it Bossy?
Bossy, yes.
Besides your interest in sports and soccer, what led you to volunteer there?
Well, as I said, I have traveled to other countries, and I love working with kids, and I've also, as I have listed in the resume, I've worked with Ready for School program at Hyde Park, that's in Los Angeles, and that's for mentoring children for under age of 5, and I've just always had a passion for learning about other people's culture and trying to help other people, so I think that's what initially triggered my being inclined to work with kids. So.
Okay. And what skills can you take away from being an operations assistant that's going to benefit you in this position?
What skills? I would say that at Regional Investment Management, that I was an operations assistant, so I did a lot of auditing, workflow, leasing documents, and stuff like that. And so I think the biggest thing that helped me was being extremely detail-oriented and making sure that my notes were like color coordinated, and I know that I made it very easy for the CEO and the COO, if they were to reference any of my documents or any of my audits or ledgers that I would complete, I would just make it very easy for them to read. So I think that that's something that would help me in the future if I was to work at TOMS.
All right, so did you personally have contact with CEO?
CEO, yes. It's a
Okay.
small business. It's a commercial real estate firm, and it's located in Los Angeles, but they do work in San Antonio. So
Okay.
that's where the corporate office is.
All right. And so do you have any questions for me that I can?
I don't have any questions for you, but I would really be grateful for you to consider me as an agent for change.